Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Monday, January 15th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Caucus Day in Iowa. Americans missing in Somalia. Hero Principle and BYOS in Buffalo. That's all coming up. And Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, it is a very cold day in Iowa for the caucus. Des Moines is looking at a high of -2. The Republican caucus is a lot simpler than what the Democratic caucus used to be. The Democrats used to do the whole where you go into a corner, everyone gets a different corner, and then the lowest vote tally, you're out, and then you get to vote again, and they just keep doing that on. The Republicans are much easier. At 7 o'clock Central Time, you gather in one of the 1,567 caucus sites across the state. Every candidate has a delegate who speaks for as long as they want, noting that if you go on for too long, that will hurt your cause. And then everyone votes one time, and that's it. And the votes are counted right there for everyone to see. They call them into headquarters, and that's it. The process takes about an hour and a half. Should have results by 9:30 Eastern tonight. This isn't just for fun. Elections have consequences. Early in the presidency, Joe Biden took the Houthis in Yemen off the terror list. It's made it easier for them to get money from Iran, and they've been using it to destroy global shipping through the Red Sea. Because they refused to stop attacking ships, the U.S. and UK military launched some strikes on them last week at 30 different locations. Great, but no military operation has no risks. 2 Navy SEALs are missing off the coast of Somalia after they fell into the water during a nighttime boarding mission. We don't have many details yet, but it's standard protocol to jump into the water to rescue a fellow Navy SEAL if one falls overboard. Search operations continue. I will always share stories of heroes. Back in Iowa, there was a school murderer, murdered an 11-year-old, injured 7 others. One of those who was injured has died. He was the principal, and he was shot while protecting his students. When his daughter heard of the shooting, she knew that her dad would be one of the victims. She knew that he would run to the gunfire to protect his students. His name is Dan Marburger. The Chiefs and the Dolphins played in the 4th coldest game in NFL history, -4 degrees. Winds of 27 miles per hour made it feel like -27, but people were still tailgating before the game. They did postpone the Bills game that was set for yesterday in Buffalo until today, but the Bills have asked fans to help shovel out the stadium before the game. BYOS, bring your own shovel, $20 an hour. The coldest game still remains the -13 degrees for the 67 NFL championship. Packers beat the Cowboys Lambeau Field, the Ice Bowl. Wind chill -48. I'm Mike Slater. Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
Do you want more online safety and privacy? I know I do. That's why I started using NordVPN. It guards me against various internet threats. Digital trackers, malicious websites, and malware-infected downloads? Back off. I choose to browse with more confidence. I choose NordVPN.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Monday, it is the first vote of the 2024 presidential campaign in Iowa. I kind of like the Iowa caucus. You can't cheat. People have to show up in person, cast their ballots in front of many others. It's a partisan display. Republicans vote for Republicans, Democrats vote for Democrats. But I'm glad Iowa, a small state in the middle of the country, gets the attention. People there are decent and they're well-meaning. I've been to the state many times, and it's not full of social problems or angst or greed. It's just regular folks. So I'm glad that the Iowa caucus gets the attention it does. On January 23rd, we go to New Hampshire, far different situation. In that primary, independents can vote for either party. And over the past few weeks, maybe months, a number of Democrats have signed up to be independents so they could vote against Donald Trump for anyone challenging him. And that could be substantial. So I expect Nikki Haley to give Trump a good race in New Hampshire. And then after that vote on the 23rd of January, you've got 2 weeks before South Carolina. And in those 2 weeks, the media is going to pound Trump. You wait and see. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Ronald Bedreau, Estero, Florida. Bill, great show, particularly your interview with Tom Suozzi running for Congress in your district. Great questions. You wouldn't let him skate. I don't let anybody skate. And we'll have the Republican running against Suozzi next Wednesday here, and I'm not going to let her skate either. No skating zone. J.F. Cox, Bella Vista, Arkansas. Can you explain how the government is able to freeze or hold assets of other countries? Yeah, sure. They tell the bank you don't give any money out from the account, and if you do, we'll put you on a list where you won't do any transactions with the United States or NATO. So the money's in these big banks. And if the bank doesn't freeze the account, they don't get any more business. That's how they do it. Jeffrey Brown, Bonita Springs, Florida. Can you answer the final Jeopardy question? The two closest state capitals, at least 40 miles apart, one was founded by someone no longer allowed in the other. Because I read Killing the Witches, I was able to get it right. Providence and Boston, right? Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, Massachusetts. And he's referring to Roger Williams, who was kicked out of the Plymouth colony. He went to Providence, formed his own colony, but he couldn't come back to Massachusetts Bay. Good, Jeffrey. Very good. I'm glad you got that Jeopardy question. And Providence and Boston very close together. Done that ride many times. David Sloniker, Springfield, Oregon. Bill, I fully understand and share your feelings about the cost of sandwiches and other restaurant food, but owners do have a lot of expenses. With food costs of 35% and inflation in labor, utilities, rent, it's harder than ever to make a profit. Look, I feel the pain of the small business owner, but as a consumer, I'm not going to pay $20 for a sandwich. And if you charge that much, you're going to go out of business because people aren't going to pay it. I could see it in my own town. A lot of businesses closing because prices are insane. People are not going to go there. It's competition. In a moment, something you might not know. Our freedoms should never be taken for granted. They must be cherished, protected, and defended. When corporations pander to the liberal agenda, they must be punished. When corporations stand up for conservative values, they should be supported. This brings me to Freedom 2.0, the bottled water company that proudly represents us. They have hilarious sayings on each bottle like, "This water ain't woke," and "bottled with liberal tears." Use the code BILL for a 15% discount and subscribe to Freedom 2.0. We must never discount freedom, but we can discount water as long as you use the code BILL. Please visit freedom20.com to order now. That's freedom, the number 2, the letter O.com. Freedom20.com, use code BILL for 15% off. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. For many people around the world, winter weather isn't just cold, it is brutal. Residents living in the northern latitudes brace for polar winds, snow, and sub-zero temperatures. Despite the desolate landscape, the Arctic Circle is home to 4 million people. Here's where they are. First up, Russia's Kola Peninsula. 100,000 locals deal with an average temperature of negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. Next, Norway's Northern Islands. The archipelago is the coldest permanent settlement on Earth, boasting a population of 2,000 people and 3,000 polar bears. Every resident in the Northern Islands of Norway is required by law to carry a firearm for self-defense. Things get pretty chilly in the USA. Half of Alaska is in the Arctic Circle. The biggest town, Barrow, 5,000 Americans and native Indians, survive 67 days of total darkness each winter. Finally, Greenland, 80% of its territory in the Arctic. Total population, 60,000. The island is actually owned by the Danish royal family, making the Nordic nation of Denmark the 12th biggest country on Earth. And here's something else you might not know. While the Arctic Circle is home to millions, the other side of the planet remains empty. The entire continent of Antarctica has no permanent residents. Less than 5,000 scientists live in research stations operated by the USA, Argentina, Russia, France, Australia, Japan, and Great Britain. The reason why is mostly political. At the height of the Cold War, 12 nations signed the Antarctic Treaty of 1959. That pact between the USA and then Soviet Union designed the entire continent as a safe space for scientific research, barred any permanent settlements, and banned all military bases. The penguins, however, are still there. Back after this. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.